Do you ever wonder if it's possible to get your dream client? Or do you feel like that you're constantly going through the hamster wheel of having different client issues and things of that nature, and you just wish that you could get your dream client? Well, I guarantee you it's possible, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Hi, my name is Dayana, and I help female founders to be able to scale their businesses through building high-performing teams as well as automating their systems and processes. So let's get into it. So, like I said, we're going to be talking about the 6 ways in 2025 to be able to repel the wrong client. And it might sound kind of negative at first, but I guarantee you this is exactly what you want. You want the clients who are going to go to bat for you, who are going to understand what it is that you're doing and understand your value and respect you, your expertise, and your time. And so, number one is going to be making sure that you are overall building with intention. And what this means is making sure that you stick to your core values. So lead everything with your values. Whatever it is that you stand for, make sure that that is extremely, extremely clear in all of your verbiage and all of your marketing. Even in the way that you carry yourself in your conversations, you want that to be just screaming at the top of your company's lungs. So that way, anyone who's interacting with your company knows that this is exactly what you stand for. And that's going to help to kind of weed different people out. If they do not align with your values, they're most likely not going to want to do business with you. And so that's going to naturally just kind of self-select the ones who are not going to be a great fit to be able to work with your organization. Number 2 is going to be setting clear boundaries within your offer. This is sometimes difficult, especially depending on what stage you are in your business, because you're thinking, oh, I just want the clients. I just want the clients, because you might be in fight or flight mode right now. Well, that is actually not a great way to think about it. I want to try to help you to reframe your mindset and understand that setting boundaries is going to set you up for success and for scalability in the future. So when I say to set your clear boundaries with your offer, I mean, if you offer, let's say, we're going to give an idea. So say you offer a painting workshop, and that is your bread and butter. That is exactly what you do. You teach people how to paint during this painting workshop. But then maybe someone wants you to host, I don't know, a painting party, and maybe even do like an art exhibit or something like that. Something that's outside your wheelhouse. It is okay to say no to these things. You want to be able to set exactly what you know that you're good at and what you enjoy doing, because you want to have a business that you enjoy coming to every day. You don't want to build a business that is just sucking all the life out of you and you just cannot stand to go to work. What fun is that to create a business that you absolutely hate going to? That's kind of pointless, actually. So I would make sure that you set those boundaries to continue to hone in on what it is that you know that you do well and what you enjoy doing, because you're going to be doing this hopefully for a really, really long time once you scale your business. And so you want to make sure that it's something that you can see yourself doing for the next 5-10 years, and setting those boundaries early on for your offer will let them know what exactly they can expect from you. So that might be, we don't work on the weekends. So if you have any questions for us on the weekends, we will respond to you within 24 business hours. So you will get a response the following morning, say Monday morning, or sometime Monday if you email us over the weekend. So setting those clear expectations will help to make sure that those are managed throughout the process. And if your client does not respect, or your customer doesn't respect your boundaries, they're probably not going to be a great fit. So that's why it's very important that you be intentional with setting those from the get-go. Okay. Number 3 is going to be using polarizing content, but in a positive way. And there is ways of doing this. Okay. So, this might be even in your marketing that you have, is saying, like, for instance, for me, I would say that I don't want to work with people who micromanage their teams, or I don't want to work with clients who ghost their team. So if their team really needs them and then they're just nowhere to be found, that's not someone I want to work with. And micromanaging their team, because they are the ones that hired them. So you should be able to trust your team. And those are certain things that I just don't want to work with. And I say that because if people realize, oh, okay, I might micromanage my team, or sometimes I'm not as responsive, they're going to know they probably are not going to want to work with me, because we're just not going to mesh very well, because I want to work with driven individuals who are ready to take action, who are doing everything they possibly can to be able to scale their business. And if you're ghosting your team, or if you're micromanaging your team, you're not being very efficient, not being very communicative. And that's just going to show me that if you're doing that to your own team and then you bring me on, that's probably not going to be a great fit, because I'm going to expect you to be extremely communicative with me. And if you're not that way, then I'm not going to be able to help you as much. And so that would be setting yourself up for failure, actually, for not success. And so that's the type of thing that I would use. And so if you know that there's certain people that you want to work with, or certain products that you give, use that content to be able to kind of weed out some of the extra people who may not be a good fit for your product or for your service. It's okay to do that, because I guarantee you it will save you so much headache in the future. I've seen a company, actually, they did that, where they were just trying to get money, and it was just sale after sale after sale after sale. And so they didn't really worry about any of those repercussions until it came later. And it was a few years later. It wasn't instant. And a lot of times it's not going to be instant. It will kind of just build and build and build and build. And once it builds up, it's very, very hard to get out of it. And it takes a lot of time, energy, and that actually takes away from you being able to focus on revenue generating activities, because now you're having to be reactive to all of those things that you kind of just let go of in the very beginning, and allowed certain clients that probably were not your ideal person or ideal avatar, you just let them in the door just to get the sale. And so I would highly recommend to do what you can to put on the blinders and try to focus on who it is that you want to help, and making sure that you stick with your avatar, because that will help you to be able to tailor all your branding, and be able to communicate efficiently to whoever it is your avatar is. And it will also help them to feel seen, because they know you're speaking directly to them. It's better to speak directly to one person than to try to speak to the masses. And so it's okay if you're not for everyone. You might not be everyone's cup of tea, and that's totally fine. You will find your people will find you, and that will be what will be your bread and butter, and that will help you to scale dramatically. Okay. Number 4 is going to be making sure that you qualify people before you work with them. This is going to help you to identify any red flags, and to make sure that you are protecting your time and energy at all costs, because time is money, right? And so we want to make sure that we're being so um efficient, and very um, using our time very sparingly, and putting our energy into things that are actually going to help to grow our business. So if there's anything that's not in alignment, you probably don't want to be spending time on it, because that's not going to help to grow your business, right? And so that's why I say to qualify people. So it can look like you just having an intake form that you get information from them. It could be an application process. Maybe people have to apply to work with you, or apply to get your product, because you want to make sure that they are the ideal avatar. And if they don't match certain criteria, it's okay to say no, especially if you have an application process. Maybe you do a strategy call or a discovery call with them to make sure that you all are in alignment, and to hear the things that they need help with, to make sure that you're actually the best person. And if there's things on that call where they're asking certain things, or they're not respecting the boundaries that you have set, that is a red flag, and I would run in the other direction. I wouldn't be unprofessional, but I would just let them know, hey, I don't think that, based on what you've laid out today, I don't think that we're going to be a great fit to work together. But I can actually offer you some other resources to some of my other colleagues who might be a better fit for what it is that you're looking for. So that's where it's going to help to have that network. So that way you can still continue to refer people within your network. So that way, if someone's not a good fit for you, they could be a good fit for someone else. So it's not just, oh, well, we wish you the best of luck, goodbye. At least you're giving them something to be able to continue to work towards, and not just leaving them hanging. And then last but certainly not least, trust your gut. Oh my goodness. Like I said, this is probably the most important thing, because your gut will tell you if something feels off. 9 times out of 10, if something feels off, it is. And so believe yourself, trust yourself, and trust your instincts that you've been blessed with, that if something doesn't feel right and you don't feel at peace with it, don't go along with it. It's okay to turn certain things down. So there's times where things are going to be a learning lesson, and that is totally fine. But just make sure that you trust your gut, go with your instincts, because God blessed you with them for a reason. And so that will help you to also avoid a lot of unnecessary reactiveness that you're going to have to do, and damage control later on, because you trusted your gut and you were like, hey, I don't think this is the best move for us right now. We're going to hold off and wait until it might be a better time. So all of those things are going to be the way for you to help to repel the clients that you do not want. So the wrong customers, and how to make sure that you're building your business with intention every single day with every single thing that you do. So if this was helpful, please subscribe to my channel. I am on day 21 of my 100-day challenge, so I'll be dropping a video every single day for the next 100 days, just going over different tips, tricks, things that I've learned from being a previous director of operations for a multi-million-dollar company, as well as starting my own consulting business. So again, subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow.